Hi, and welcome back to the next episode of this tutorial. In the previous tutorial, what we did was we went ahead and applied the texture for the t-shirt. Now what we're going to do, the let's do the shorts. Let's go to Photoshop, and then here actually let's look for some more fabric materials that we could possibly use. I should have probably chosen one before I started the tutorial. I'll probably go with something like this actually. Okay, set tile. This is already tiled, so we don't really have to worry about having something which is tiled or is not tiled. We don't have to tile it ourselves. So I'm gonna just copy that into my own folder here. Okay, gonna go back to Photoshop, and I'm gonna close this here. I'm gonna go to File, Open, and I'm gonna look for the new image that we brought. Is this? So I'm gonna go to Edit. Same thing again. Define pattern. Call this Fabric 2. Okay, JPEG, save, whatever. Back to textures. Now let's bring the UVs up. I believe this and this here, these two are where the UVs for the shorts are. So let's create a new layer. Double click on it, name this shirts, and then of course double click, pattern overlay, and choose the right one. Press OK. That's done. I could now go ahead and go on my UV layer, select the empty space, and do a Ctrl-Shift-I, get my brush over pressing B, and then just go and paint. Nope, not the UV layer, actually on the shorts layer. Go and paint here. Might have to be a little bit more careful actually, so that we don't paint over other areas. I may actually just get the magnifying glass and zoom in. Magnifying glass and zoom in around here, so that I have more control over my brush. Just right click and just make it a little bit smaller to be more careful around the edges. To be honest, I don't even need to use my brush. I could just do a paint bucket in there. I don't know why I'm doing this. Let's try that over here. I could just get a paint bucket and then just click. And actually I couldn't, because that would fill everything up. So let's just continue with the brush. I could go and deselect the other areas, so that it's easier for me to use. Actually, let's do that just to show you how that's done as well. So if I get the magnifying glass, come up here, and then I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna hold Alt to deselect the areas that I don't want to be affecting, like so. And actually this area as well. For this one, which is a little bit more trickier, what I'm gonna do, rather than using the marquee tool, I'm gonna come and use the polygonal lasso tool, and I'm gonna hold Alt and then just go around here. Deselect that. Let's zoom in more into here and just deselect all of these extra selections here, making sure that we have nothing extra there. Good. And now if I get the lasso tool, the gradient tool, and click, would do it. Okay. So multiple ways of doing the same thing. Let's turn UVs off. Go to File, Save As, and save as a JPEG, and overwrite our texture file. Save. Okay. Let's go back to 3D Studio Max, and we have textures for our shorts as well. Looking good, except this middle part, which is the part that I thought would not be visible. Turns out it's a little bit visible, but it doesn't matter. I could fix that. I think my symmetry mirror does need to come a little bit this way anyway. That looks better. That's much better and less work for me. Good. Now let's go ahead and find the inside of the trousers, the shorts, and the shirt, and we'll try to texture those as well. So let's find, if I was to go here, put a unwrap on top, open UV editor, and select, go to my polygon mode. Oops, go to my polygon mode, face, and select one of the inside ones, open UV editor. Let's have a look. That polygon is sitting over here, so that means the UV for the inside of the shorts is here. So I'm gonna, in the same layer, just gonna go ahead and on the UV editor, click on an empty space with my magic wand, invert it by Ctrl-Shift-I, press B, and start again 90 UV on the shorts, because that's where the the pattern is. Now size wise this will look much different, but it doesn't matter again because it's the inside of the trousers, and as I said, I don't want to spend too much time on that or pay too much attention to it. There's also the inside of the shirt that we had to fix, and that is this disc over here, which is basically that, which is, I believe, this. Now I'll have to paint this in the t-shirt menu. I might also not need in the UV, I need that. Ctrl-Shift-I, don't need this bit. Okay, so brush, oops, again, not in the UV layer, on the actual layer. There you go. So that's done. The inside is done. Also the disc for that is down here. So I need to go to my magic wand, deselect the UV editor, Shift Control I, get rid of that. In the shorts, I need to texture this. Okay, so that all that is done, I believe. Let's just give it a quick save. So Control D, let's just go to File, Save, wait for the percentage here to finish, and then File, Save As, JPEG texture. Let's delete this UV because we don't need it. And oh, the UV is on. but it doesn't matter. The point is the inside of the shirt and the trousers are done as well. That was the main point, which is, thank God, done. Now what we need is a texture for the skin. So that's shorts, so that's fine. That's t-shirt. Let's just name our layers correctly so we know what's what. That's t-shirt back. This is name that t-shirt inside, I think, and that's the t-shirt front. That's fine. So what I want to do now is the skin. That's where the shoes go. I'm going to ignore the shoe for now. The skin, I believe this area, this is for the skin. I also have this, which I'm not sure what that is for actually. If I Control Z to bring my unwrap back on, open UV editor and click on this, select polygon and click on this. Let's see where this element is. Oh, those are the socks. Great. Let's just go and go back to CG Textures and look for a type of material that would look like socks, preferably something white or grayish. Maybe something like this would actually be fine. So I'm gonna go and download this. I'm gonna go to showing folder. I'm gonna copy that, go here, paste it, go back to Photoshop, file. Actually, did this say tiled or not tiled? It just says, okay, it's not tiled, but it's not a big deal. So back to Photoshop, file, open, click on this, and should I make this tiled? I'm not sure if I actually need to. I really don't think I need to, so I'm just going to copy that file itself and bring it here, scale it down, and just make sure that it fits this here. And I'm also going to zoom into this. In the UV, I'm going to go ahead and select that, Ctrl Shift I, and go ahead and get my mask layer on top of this layer that I just brought in. Let's just name this socks. I think I've just changed the orientation of my file. It did. It's okay. We can work with this. What we're going to do, just make sure that this is like so, and then put the layer mask on top of that. In the UV layer, select empty space, Ctrl Shift I, and could get the brush tool, and making sure I'm brushing black. I'm gonna go and, oops, didn't need to Ctrl Shift I that actually. Go ahead and paint black all over that. The only thing that remains is to make sure that I also paint black. Again, I did that in the UV editor, so on the UV layer. So I need to go back, because that's not what we want. So again, over here, I need to go to this layer that I made, and just draw black. The reason we're using the layer mask is because later on we may want that detail to come back, so we could do something like that. I might turn UVs off, save this, go to File and Save As. Save this as a JPEG. See how this looks on why is there this mark here? Why is this mark? This mark shouldn't be here. Oh, I see. Just fix that. Okay. Go back here and say how that looks. Well, actually doesn't look bad, except the fact that there is something missing here. We can fix that later on in the UV data itself, it's not a problem. Okay, now what we need is a skin texture. Actually, before I continue, I'll pause this video and I will create another one where we do the skin and the shoes. See you soon.